me on. Yeah.
On forward, I am your host, Paul D. Landrew, and we are here with Minister Marilyn Hayes.
What up?
How you be?
Wonderful, wonderful,
I
wonderful.
want to just give a quick shout to the Anderson family. We're praying for them. Sorry for our delay on getting on, but praying for young brother Curtis Anderson, praying for his mother Rhonda Anderson. Lift them up in prayer. Sometimes it seems as though life brings about situations and challenges that tough, and so a young man is in a battle for his life now, and so we want you to pray with that family even now. Today is Global Positioning Monday, and we've been having in terms of talking about position. Why don't you lead us in and see what we're getting ready to talk about for these next 50 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So we've really been talking about positioning, and we're saying that positioning is not always gained at the benefit of time.
Wow.
We said that my relationship with God will cause me to be in position. It's not necessarily always, if you will, what we consider to be perfect timing on our part.
Wow.
Always perfect timing on his.
On his part.
And so we talked about our relationship with him, our connection with him, and with the people that he's allowed us to make connection with. It says my immediate response to whatever word God releases is based on the relationship that I have with the person that actually delivers the message.
Wow.
It says that connection establishes position. We talked about connection clarifies purpose, and connection releases action. And so we were actually talking about our sundown prayer on Saturday, and when the Lord gave you the release, gave you the word to release to us, then all of us immediately, again, because of our relationship and because of our position, immediately began to move within the freedom of our boundaries to ensure that everyone received the message and got the word out about what was going to take place.
And one of the things that we talked about was that even you, when you got the message, you were in the middle of doing some personal things, and you were quickened.
Absolutely.
Just simply by the message.
Absolutely.
And we talked about being in position. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because this whole about global positioning, and we're focusing on purpose in
Yes.
terms, but being in position
Yes.
really came for you when that was me being in a position to say what I said in order for you to hear what you heard, in order for you to do what you do,
Yes.
or do what you did, rather.
Absolutely.
As it relates to sundown prayer.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that really and truly for us that we've got to keep in mind is that a lot of people are struggling to find purpose, okay, and to find the right position for themselves. But sometimes I am not pushed into position. Sometimes I'm pulled into position.
Come on. Come on.
And
Come
so
on.
when the person who has influence, authority in my life, to whom I deem myself accountable, when that person can assume the position that they're supposed to assume and walk into the purpose that they're supposed to walk into, it gives those who are following the freedom to be.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so a lot of times people are we're trying to find position on our own. We're trying to find position outside of another relationship. We're trying to find position, in another place. And the truth of the matter is that positioning comes a lot of times when I am in, it could be whatever, a hierarchical relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a vertical relationship. It could be a horizontal relationship. It could be a professional relationship. It could be a spiritual relationship.
Absolutely.
It could be a relationship of covenant.
Yes.
Okay? But when the person who has the authority in that relationship gets in position, it releases everyone else who's attached, connected through that relationship, the opportunity to get in position.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
That thing right there is really what starts to come. And so now all of a sudden people can understand that I'm in position, that I get in place because I'm attached to somebody who got in place.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Because let's look at this thing and just really be honest about it, that the disciples didn't just wake up one morning
No, sir.
and decide, well, we just want to go do something else.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
It was the clarion call of the Christ who
Come
walks
on.
along
Yes, sir.
and says, follow me,
Follow me.
and I'll make you.
Yes, sir.
You will be in position because I'm now here. I'm in position.
Yes, sir.
And so how many folk are trying to find purpose? And you can't find purpose, which for us we're using in terms of positioning.
Mhm.
You can't find that because your connection is either faulty or flawed, fickle or failing, okay, or non-existent. Okay? And so you're saying, I'm trying to go do me. Well, you may not be enough to do.
Come on.
Okay? you may not be enough to do. All right? And so you get
Lord have mercy,
yeah,
Jesus.
it's Monday, I know. You may not be enough to do. And so it may be that you can't find your position.
Yes.
Because either number one, you're not connected to somebody of position.
Uh-huh.
Number two, you're not paying attention to who you're connected to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number three, you're afraid of what you're seeing, so you refuse to follow suit.
Absolutely.
So you got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got a whole lot of stuff going
Absolutely.
on. So how important is it when you're sitting in a place where you're trying to get your car serviced? I'm sitting on the side of the road. You and I never talk. I walk in the office and find you responding to a message that I gave on the side of the road, never having had a conversation.
Man, that's very important. It is very important, and it shows again how connection will establish position and clarify purpose and release in action. I mean, just from Saturday, it is very clear, very clear.
And the thing really and truly that when you really look at this,
Mhm.
you start to say that everybody needs somebody to at least establish direction that they can move in.
You have to have someone. You have to have someone. You have to have someone.
Wow.
You have to have someone, you know. And I've been worked at a few churches and stuff around the Houston area and things of that sort over my 12 years of being here and stuff like that. And I've always used, if you will, for me. Let me say for me, the relationship between Eli and Samuel.
Wow.
I've always
Yeah.
used that. When God was calling Samuel, but Samuel kept going to the person that he was in connection with, until the person that he was in connection with released him. He says, it's not me. Now the next time God calls, you go do what but he followed the order of the connection of which had already been placed and he had established. He trusted that connection. You understand? So I go back for those of you that weren't on in the first hour, because we talked about with everything that's going on around the country and things like that in various cities and stuff. And we talked about how Will and I we're talking even just Friday, even into the night, about what could we do as individuals for the youth at our church, for the people in our family, things of that sort. What could we do?
Wow.
And so it wasn't the fact that we didn't want to do anything, we didn't desire to do anything, but it wasn't until the word came through the voice of the bishop, the person that we were connected to, that we sit under that covers us, that then released us. And it wasn't even the fact that you said, because you can go back and watch the video, you never called my name and said, Marilyn, I need you to do this. Will, I need you to do this. But it was just the word of release that then allowed us to work freely within the boundaries of our calling and our purpose.
Because when you establish a connection and you're close enough to people, that it comes up and it literally says, okay, it literally says that for us, it's extremely important.
Absolutely.
That we have now here's the deal. You were able to function freely.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this now, because the fellowship is consistent.
Absolutely.
See, there are too many people who have so many questions and they have so many doubts about these kind of things. They have all of these kind of situations going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it is difficult is because you don't have the fellowship that's consistent. You're not maintaining yourself in the right perspective, maintaining yourself in the right goal, maintaining yourself in the right position, so that you can be fed by the relationship,
Wow.
that you can be strengthened by the fellowship,
Wow.
and then that way you get in position.
You get in position.
There's nothing more powerful than a person in position.
Come on. Now that's good. That's good right there. That is, and here's the deal. We're saying you get in position, but the truth of the matter is, Dr. Landrew, we stay in position because of the fellowship. And because we know how things work and how God works and how he gives messages and word to you, we stay in position. So it isn't a thing about us trying to scramble and gather and do that kind of stuff. Again, I paid the man.
Wow.
I didn't, and the truth of the matter is, I didn't even know what time they closed on Saturday. All I know is I paid him to fix my windshield and told him I'll be back.
Is it right? Because at that moment, something was bigger than what you had.
Something was
bigger. Now let's talk about this. This. You mentioned in the opening, you said about being in position. You said, now look, being in position is not really about all the time, I got this time to plan.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And a lot of folks think that because, I just need this long, drawn out time, I got to sit down, no, sometimes God speaks.
Yes.
And he says now.
Mm-hmm. Now, you have now time to plan and execute simultaneously.
Right now. And then God answers that. So the message has to be that if I want to be in position, and I want to ask folks, how serious are you about your purpose?
Jesus.
I know how serious you are about your purpose when you show me the seriousness of your relationships.
Oh.
Okay?
That's good.
Don't tell me you're serious about your purpose and you're not willing to be in relationships that matter.
Not just relationships.
That matter. Okay, because we'll carry this whole thing out during this week about purpose.
Absolutely,
this whole week
absolutely.
Because every area will be touched.
Absolutely.
By it. So the question becomes: is that how serious are you about your relationship? And so I want to ask a question. How many people? Okay. How many people are you connected to? That are there? Watch this now. For you got a couple of things. Recreation, and I don't mean nothing foolish.
Absolutely.
Okay, are there for recreation or for purpose? Because if all I have, how many people are there for recreation? Okay, and then you want to ask the question, how many are there for purpose?
That's good. That's good.
Okay, I'm typing. That's what I'm doing. Look,
absolutely.
Because the thing has to happen is that when I'm saying that I'm surrounded by people, that I want to make sure that I have folk that when they line up, it helps me to line up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Automatically.
It helps me to line
up. By default.
it helps me get where I'm supposed to be, because this whole idea of purpose now, and we talked about folks that will help get you in purpose.
Yes.
Remember, and I give the story and I share it again about my father who wanted to know what was it that God may hold him accountable for?
Yes, yes.
And he didn't go to another state and pastor. He had opportunities to go here and go there, and he turned them all down to stay at home. And what we talked about was the maximizing of where he was.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
That he and I think we said it, that he took it to the fence.
He took it to the fence.
Okay?
He took it to the fence.
So when you start talking about this idea of somebody taking it to the fence, then the idea says that there's no wasted space in my life.
None
Oh my
whatsoever.
God. Oh my God.
None whatsoever.
When you say take it to the fence, what's the difference between the fence line and the bush line?
Oh man, the fence line is the actual boundary of your capability. Okay, the bush line is the place that you have failed to actually access, give attention to,
Gotcha.
charter, explore,
Gotcha.
try, claim, claim.
Claim.
It's on your land.
Uh-huh.
It's within your reach and your grasp.
Okay.
But but you're looking at it because you're not accessing it, because you're not taking time, because you're not giving attention to it, and it looks dormant and barren, and so then bushes start to form. You understand? And then then the limits, the fence line, the boundary, then is hidden
Wow.
beneath the overgrowth.
Wow. Wow.
And so now all of the great possibilities are hidden beneath there, and because you're looking at the bush line now, then you now make that your fence line.
I just put a comment. I think out there. I'm just asking questions.
Yes.
So how much of your life is a part of your possible, but not a part of your actual?
Ooh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Because now it comes to the place that says if I'm going to do some things, then I need to know what's a part of my possible that's not a part of my actual. Because being in position says that when I look out and I look at the size of my territory,
Yes.
especially the size of my territory that's been given to me by God,
Mm-hmm.
then that territory, watch this now, because God never gives me something to exhaust him.
Come on, come on.
Y'all got that?
That's
the
it.
only thing he gives me is he gives me something
To-
to exhaust me.
Yes.
Okay? So
Yes.
here's the deal. When I look at the size of my potential, when I look at the size of my possible, then I look at the size of my abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I'm not functioning in the area of my abilities, okay, does not mean it's not a part of my competence.
Does not mean that it's not a part of my
It
culture.
just means that instead of going to the fence, I'm stopping at the bush line.
I'm stopping at the bush line. I'm stopping short of fulfilling what I say I really want.
Wow. And then the other thing was said was that when you look at how that I said with Daddy that, and I told him, I said, but Junior, I said, you may have been in some instances limited because you chose to stay within 20 miles of where you were born. You chose to do that, but own business.
Oh, please.
3 kids through college.
Yes.
Name
it. Name
Name
it.
Ain't got time to do all that. All of this stuff here, but he maximized. But
Absolutely.
here's the deal about it. Even though he might have chosen in some instances to be limited, he was never limiting.
He was never limiting. He was never
Okay.
limiting, and that's the beauty of the thing. We said off. Before we came live, he took it to the fence.
That's it.
He maximized every step of the land that God gave him access to.
And one of the things about is that how, and I'll put on here again, when was the last time, okay, you assessed your unused potential?
Ooh.
Huh? That is so important that you have to look at yourself and say, when was it? Okay, when was it that I went back and I said, my God, this thing here is certainly, it's been unused.
Yes.
It's been unused. And we talked about here that you got to have somebody, okay? You got to have somebody now who does, let's talk about the cement.
All right.
Let's talk about the cement, okay? I gave the story. I said, now, the cement, okay, the cement truck pulls up.
Yes, sir.
But the cement pours the cement into the form in the middle of it.
Yes.
Then the workers get in the middle of the cement with the tools and push it to the edge.
Yes.
Because cement that is left to dry will dry in the form that it was left in. A lot of us don't understand that we've got to have people who will step into the middle of our lives.
Come on.
While we are manageable, while we are pliable, okay, while we are moldable, and I'm going to use a word that most folk don't like, while we are able to be manipulated.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And push us to the edge.
Push us to the edge.
Because when I push you to the edge, then it means that the cement occupies every square inch that was designated.
Yes.
And matter of fact, you always order enough cement by the yard to cover
Yes, sir.
the area that you put a formation
Yes,
in.
sir.
And the problem with some people's lives is that there's a big clump of cement in the middle of it, of their life.
Of their life.
And you said something that they are forced to look from where they've been hardened to the end of what was possible
And never reach.
die never reaching.
Die never reaching it. Because if and when the cement hardens, you said this earlier, we talked about being reformed.
Wow.
But cement can't be reformed unless it's what? Broken. And a lot of people want to be reformed, reshaped, rebuilt, reestablished, recreated.
Wow.
But they don't want to be broken.
Wow.
You want me to take a hardened piece of cement, a hard head, a rebellious spirit.
Uh-oh.
I feel funny today. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Your refusal to obey, to comply. You want me to take that in a hardened form.
Wow.
And then reshape it without
Wow.
breaking it. You still
Wow.
want to hold on to your clump thoughts.
Your clump thoughts.
But you want to reach the end of the boundaries, the possibilities, the potentials that God has actually set up for you.
And the thing
Impossible.
about it is, it's impossible. You can't
Impossible.
do it. And so we.
Well,
we
I
wanna-
can't do
it. No, you want to go to the end, but you want to say, look, just take me as I am to the end.
No,
You can't. That stuff's got to be broken
you
up.
have reached the
That's-
end of your journey.
That stuff's got to be broken up.
Absolutely.
Who in your life, I want to ask this question, who in your life has the knowledge and the authority to push your life to the edge?
To the edge. To the edge.
That's,
Wow.
those things right there, those things right there is what you have to come back and say, look, because when I look at this thing and say, God wants to do something, He wants us to be in place. He wants us to find our purpose. He wants to find us to find our potential, but we cannot find it sometimes on our own.
We cannot. We cannot. One of the things we said earlier, we talked about when you say words like boundaries, when you say words like limits, people already kind of tense up because they feel like they're being boxed in.
Yes.
You understand that
Yes.
that I only have this
Yes.
small amount of space.
Yes.
But the truth of the matter is, when God sets a boundary of freedom, it says to me, look how much potential, look how much access I have. Look how much ground I have that He's entrusted to me to cover. When there's a boundary set by God, it isn't a boundary of limitation saying, no, I'm only going to give you this 2 feet of space.
Right.
You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
It says there is room for you to grow to this boundary line.
To this boundary right here.
To this boundary right here. And all of it, watch this, is within the perimeter. So it says, I have given you access to that. But you've got to chart it out. You've got to walk it out. Because if I bring the fence line to you, to where you currently are, then it cuts off all the possibilities.
Wow.
If your bush line grows and it keeps growing, keeps growing, it's going to end up at your front door.
Wow.
And all of what you could have access to, that you actually still have access to, but because you didn't chart it,
Because you didn't chart it.
then it grows up. And we said, when you have a neighbor that also has a fence line and a bush line, a lot of times their bushes their thoughts, their ideas, their opinions, their fears, all of that ends up over on your land,
On your
ends
land.
up in your life.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
you gather that and take it back to your house.
And then the thing about it is that I'm living now the limitations. Okay, I'm living now the limitations.
Limitations.
Okay, of what somebody else is experiencing.
Wasn't even set for me.
And so I've got my own doubts. I've got my own fears. I've got my own all of these kinds of things. It is important. Okay? It is important that we understand, because if I'm next to you,
Yes, sir.
okay, and I got a bush line and you got a bush line,
Mm-hmm.
then both of us are living beneath our potential.
Absolutely.
And so now I'm accustomed to being, watch this now, in the place, accustomed to being in the place where people live beneath their potential.
Wow.
So then you know what? I'm good. Because, look, I don't have to do anything with my fence line because you ain't doing nothing with yours.
You ain't doing. Come on. You.
So your
Exactly.
so your life never pushes me.
Your life never pushes me, inspires me to do anything. And but watch this though. Just what if one day you wake up and decide to start to cut, bulldoze, bush hog, whatever, your bush line down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The first thing I'm going to do is become territorial.
Wow.
Now I have half of your bush line on my side. Half of your thoughts, your dream, all your mess on my side. And I say, don't come too far. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So now I'm taking ownership of stuff that never even was mine in the beginning.
Exactly.
But I've let it live there so long. I've let someone else's fears live in me so long. I've fashioned my life around someone else's opinions, their boundary line, their potential and their possibilities, that even when they start to go out and try to reach theirs or access more of themselves, themselves, I'll try to hinder their progress, and by hindering myself at the same
By
time.
hindering myself. And here's the here's the deal. I put a note there that says, look, clearing the clutter of limitation will expand your view. Okay? And then one of the other things I want to put out there, because this hurts all of us, and it it's a train coming. But I want to ask this question: whose limits are you living?
Whose limits?
That's the thing about it. That's the key. Whose limits are you living?
Wow.
Because when you just say that I'm in this place and I'm now trafficking in the limitation of others. I don't know where that came from.
Uh-oh.
Okay, but, I'm a junkie. I'm trafficking, okay, in the limitation of others.
Wow.
That whole thing now puts me in another place. But like you said, when I cut this thing down, then it now stirs up the apprehension in people who are so accustomed to seeing us underlive
Absolutely.
that now we become territorial.
Now we become territorial. Now we
Okay.
become territorial.
But I want to say this, and I don't mean to cast any reflection. I don't mean to cast any reflection. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. There's some folk. There's a need that we have.
Okay.
Because there's a relationship order that God has established. And when he established this relationship order,
Mm-hmm.
he gives now respect to what he establishes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so as much as and my sister put out there, and as much as I know that God is the ultimate response, he's the ultimate authority in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that there are some things that God is not going to deal with me directly on.
Oh, wow. Absolutely.
He is going to plant, put, position, posture, purpose in the life of somebody else.
Absolutely.
Something I need.
Absolutely.
And so we must be careful
Mm-hmm.
when we abandon, because folk relationships are difficult.
Absolutely.
I understand that, but there has to be somebody who we can look at and say, whose life pulls my life into order.
Ooh. So go back to those connections.
Who puts me in a place where I am really and truly now saying, I got this. I got this. And this person says something and causes my life to click.
That's good. That's real good. That takes me back to the analogy that you used earlier about going to a car wash. And you're saying that those people there are equipped to handle your car, to service your car.
Yes.
They've been called to that. They've been trained for that. They've had enough experience with that. They know it. And you said what they tell you to do is put your car in neutral and take your foot off the brakes. Sometimes when hope the Lord bless you real good. Sometimes we're so busy. We want the connection. We want the service. We want the help. But we're riding with our foot on the brake.
On the brake. That's it.
Take your foot off the brake.
Wow.
Put your car in neutral and trust yourself to experience hands that can handle what you're going through.
Now here's an analogy. I don't know. I'm having a daddy day today. It's a daddy day today.
Don't make me cry.
I'm not here. We gotta hold up. Daddy day today. What my everybody knows my dad was an auto mechanic,
Mhm.
and so I grew up around all that kind of stuff, and we would have to go get cars, and we'd have to get a car, and sometimes he would use the wrecker.
Absolutely.
Depends on the condition of the car,
Mhm.
and sometimes he would just use pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he would use the wrecker to pull it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what he would do when he was in the pickup truck, okay? Because obviously the wrecker is much heavier than
Absolutely.
the car. But when he was in the pickup truck and you go get a car, then he'd hook the chain to the car.
Absolutely.
Okay? So now he would say, Junior, I said, yeah, he said, now, put it in neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Take your foot off the brake.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch this here. But see, here is the conscientious.
Wow.
Here is the conscientious student. I'm sorry, the conscientious instructor.
Uh-huh.
He would say, when I get to the stop sign and I start to approach it, you slow me down.
Come on.
You slow me down. Which means I'm going to use your brakes
Come on.
not to run past the limit that'll put us in danger. You missed what I just said right there. I promise I put it together.
Oh my God. Yes, sir.
The conscientious instructor
Wow.
hooks to the life of the student
Mm-hmm.
to the extent that says if I'm ever going too fast or if I'm ever going to run past a place that's going to put you in danger, hit your brake
Hit your brakes. Oh, wow.
and slow me down.
Slow me down.
And I'll feel your resistance
Yes, yes.
and make the adjustment.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
yeah. We gonna hear that again before the week is out for sure.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good.
Because I've got to say that I've got people in my life who look at this and say, oh my God. I've got people who are following me. And folk will go like, well, you got to go home. I'm going home. But what I understand is that sometimes there's a resistance.
Yes.
And when the people have the resistance, then I've got to realize, okay, I'm at a place now where they may be exposed to vulnerabilities.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Mhm.
And I've got to be sensitive
Absolutely.
to their resistance.
Absolutely.
When you're looking for somebody to push you to the end, and somebody that's got this situation where they can make things happen, the person who has the same authority to push your life to the edge has got to be the same person who has the sensitivity
Come
to
on.
slow down
Come on.
when you reach a place.
Come on.
Does
Yes, sir.
that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow. That's good right there. That's good right there. Because you run the risk of ramming right into the back of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Watch this. With the chain.
With the chain. You hooked up. And so here's the thing about this.
Wow.
Now here's the thing about this. Now here's the other thing about pulling.
Uh-oh.
See, here's the other thing about pulling.
You got that glare in your
Most,
eye.
Most folk don't understand that pulling should never result in a jerking motion.
Come on. All right.
Because he taught me to keep the chain taut.
Yes, sir.
Which means you can't keep the chain taut, you know, if you're not maintaining proper distance.
Absolutely.
Relationships that help you get to where you're supposed to be always respect the distance.
Oh, respect the distance.
You gotta put some
You
respect.
gotta put
on
some
it.
respect on it.
Okay. That's and so a lot of times
Jesus.
when you want to get somewhere and you're trying to get in purpose and you're trying to get in position and you're trying to get in place, and God is saying, hey, I'm sensitive to your resistance, but respect the distance.
Respect the distance.
And know that we ain't made it until we get to the shop.
Come on.
So the journey was never about stopping before you got to the destination. It was about maintaining pace and distance.
Pace and distance. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
positioning, it's about how do I get here in this place?
Wow.
How do I make sure that this thing gets me to where it is that I am supposed to be? That becomes extremely important.
That's
I
heavy.
am saying I want to be in place. I want to be in position. But my question is this: who has the authority? Who has the ability? Who has the competence? Who has the voice? Who has the knowledge? Who has the information that when the cement truck of your opportunities drops into the middle and the form has already been set, who can step in the middle of your life while you are pliable and fluid and influenceable and manageable and manipulable? I think I just made up a word.
I like it.
Yeah, who can do it and push your life to the end?
And that's good, Dr. Landry, because I look at this scripture that we were going to hit when we talk Isaiah 45 and 18.
Oh my God.
Here's what he
Oh my
says.
God, you know.
Watch this. He says, for thus says the Lord,
What?
who created the heavens. He is the God who formed the earth and made
You better
it.
stop it.
He established it. Watch this.
Watch
And
that.
did not create it what?
A
A waste
waste place.
place.
Somebody better get
But
that scripture.
formed it. Watch
What?
this. To
To
be
be
inhabited.
inhabited.
Oh, come on up in here.
I done lost it.
Yeah, I'm
Y'all
gone
pray
now.
for it. Y'all pray
I'm
for it.
gone.
Y'all pray for it. Y'all pray for it. Watch this now. Isaiah 45 and 18 tells you that if you're not occupying every square inch of your competence
Waste.
and capability, you're wasting what God intended to be inhabited.
Oh, my
That
God.
thing right there bless my life.
Yes,
this
Lord.
morning. Because he says, look, you need to understand.
My God, my
You
God.
need to understand that God has something in store for your life. And if he put it in the potential, in the realm of your possibility, it was because he intended for it to be occupied.
Every bit of it.
My God.
Every bit of it.
He never created anything to be wasted.
Nothing to be wasted.
Not according to Isaiah 45,
Nothing to be
18.
wasted.
Y'all better get that. Isaiah 4. Okay, let me go ahead and put that down.
Oh.
It's Isaiah, okay, 45. You need to go ahead and read that. Need to read that. Somebody need to get that in your spirit. Isaiah 45 and 18. That you got to be pushed.
You got to be pushed.
Somebody got to drop in the middle of your life. And there's somebody on that's listening now. There's somebody that's listening now. And where you are is that your vacillation has become your frustration.
Oh, my God.
It's the fact that you don't know what to do is causing you to go half crazy.
Ooh.
You need to understand that you got to line up, get in a place and say, you know what, this here holds this person has the authority, this person has the influence, this person has the competence, they have the capability. And let me say this, let me throw this in because the Holy Spirit just said it. They have the discipline. To speak some stuff in your life and make sure that you line up.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Watch. While you're still fluid, while you're still able to be manipulated, don't wait. Every second that you wait, you waste, and you push yourself into a hardened state.
Every second, I'm typing. Go ahead.
Every second that you wait, you waste because every second you're getting harder and harder, and you're starting to create this lump right where you are. And when you talk about the person with the discipline, because when the cement worker has the shovel, he doesn't push all the cement to one side.
No.
The discipline is that he spreads it evenly.
Across.
Across.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There is no waste. He said the scripture says that he is God who formed the earth. He formed it.
Right
He
there.
made it.
Right
Watch
there.
this. He established it.
Oh my God! Now wait a minute. Now don't go to Psalm and flip to 90, and then go to verse 17. Hey, I'm trying. I almost feel that. I know this ain't church, but y'all know what we're talking about.
I'm feeling
Something-
church.
He
Yes.
says here. He says, look, that Lord established
Come on.
the works of our hands.
Yes, sir.
So he says right here, look, that it was God that what he formed it. And
Formed
what it says. Now, didn't we just talk about
Ah.
that you don't pour cement into a place that ain't been formed?
That has not been formed.
The form has been set up.
Yes.
But watch this here. Not many homeowners or business owners or property owners push their own cement. Because they don't understand the nature and the mixture, the constitution, and watch this, or the behavior of cement.
Come on.
Because depending on when you pour it,
Yes.
whether it's clouded, whether
Yes,
it's sunny,
sir.
how hot it is, it takes it that long to set.
Yes, sir.
And watch this now. Here's the thing, the other thing you got to be mindful of when you pour cement. You got to put a sign on it that says it's still wet.
It's still. Oh my God! Come on up
Because
in
if you
here.
let the wrong people walk on you while you still
So
wet,
footprint
they'll
for
leave footprints for life.
For life. Footprints for life
Jesus.
in your life.
In your life.
That watch this. That the only way that footprint, that print,
The only way.
that impact,
The only
that
way.
impression,
The only way.
the only way is for it to be reformed.
The only way.
And how do we reform cement?
Got to be broken.
It's got to be broken. Got to be
It's got to
broken.
be broken. It
Oh
can't
my
go any
God.
other way. So I'm talking to somebody. We're talking to somebody.
Don't
We're talking
waste
to
the
somebody,
place.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. We're talking to somebody that says, "Look, I need for you to decide how important being in position is for you." Is anybody hearing me? I need you to understand how important is being in position for you. Is it important enough
Jesus.
to align behind somebody, under somebody, alongside somebody, watch somebody, look at somebody? Is it important enough to get in the face of somebody who is determined to be in position?
That's qualified. Capable.
competent, has
Come
authority.
on.
Huh? They can drop in the fluidity of your current situation
My God.
and push your life to
Push
the
your
edge.
life. Help you form. Oh my God. Well,
See?
watch it because the form, the place. Watch this. He said that he formed it to be inhabited.
Wow.
You supposed to. You should not have a bush line in your life.
Watch this. Somebody said, I'm looking out my backyard now, seeing my neighbor's tree overgrown my fence line,
My God.
blocking the edge of my potential.
My Lord. And a lot of our lives look just like that.
Just like that.
Look just like that.
Just exactly.
Oh,
Because what we're doing and what we're not understanding is that we keep talking about wanting to be in position. We talk about wanting to be in purpose. We talk about wanting to maximize our potential. And the fact of the matter is that the simplistic things we are not doing.
we're not doing.
Because we're making them complicated. Because we're trying to do them on our own. Because we're trying to be deep and we're trying to be wonderful. And sometimes when Jesus said, look, he said, look, I want you to understand. I want you to understand this. He said, look, when he shows up on the scene, he gets ready now to reform Peter, James, and John.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Oh, now if I just had to go here, I said we could talk about this. He getting ready to reform Peter, James, and John.
Yes, sir.
Watch this now. He cannot reform them until he breaks what they have been previously related to.
Help us.
So they have to now go back and put down their nets, tell their father it's been good,
It's been real.
but we got another assignment.
Yes, sir.
Folk trying to be reformed and stay the same.
And look, got their net, their tackle box, boots, and some food.
Anybody who did major reforming was always required to break. I need to put that.
Yeah, I was thinking, say, go on and hit it.
See, anyone, okay, anyone,
My
okay,
God.
who was called, all right, to reform, was required to break,
Reforming requires
be broken.
to be broken.
Watch this here, now.
My Lord.
Watch this here. I can go all the way back to Noah.
Mm.
Noah was called to reform. He had to break away from the limited ignorance of the people who were around him and prepare for an event that nobody understood.
Oh my God.
He had to break from being influenced by the commentary of folk who didn't understand his destiny. Abraham was called to break.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Are you
sir.
hearing what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Jacob was
Come
called to
on.
break. We can go down the line
Oh,
now.
I need a lay
Elijah
flat.
had- Elijah had to sit by Kerith,
Yes, sir.
walk by himself. He was called to break. Okay.
Wow.
So if I just now y'all
Uh-oh.
know we can walk this
We
thing
headed
out.
somewhere. We headed
Was
there.
called to break. You got to understand. Watch it. Jonah
Yes, sir.
was thrown off the ship.
Come on.
He was called to break.
Come on.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they were pulled out of Matthew out of the tax collector's office because he was called to break.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Come on.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. I'm
There
gonna
it
stop
is.
right there.
There it
We're gonna
is.
be all right. So the question is for you, for somebody who's listening, why are you resisting what you've been called to? Wow. Why are you resisting what you've been called to? You're sitting around. I'm feeling led to tell somebody this, and I know our time's up. I'm feeling led to tell somebody this. Listen, take a break to be broken.
Oh.
Okay,
Say that again, Doctor.
take a break to be broken. You may not.
My
I
God.
don't know who I'm talking to,
Mm.
but take a break to be broken. Okay, stop. You can probably get to where you're supposed to be many times faster if you just take a break to be broken. Okay, it's important, beloved. It's important that you just gotta sometimes say, you know what, God, I'm about to take a break.
Let's take a break.
But I'm not taking a break to recreate.
No.
I'm not taking a break to have fun. I'm not taking a break to let my hair down. I'm not taking a break to do none of that. I'm taking a break to be broken.
To be broken. So I can be reformed.
Because I need to be
I
reformed.
need to be reformed.
And stop acting like that you don't need reforming. Because here's the deal. Your life has hardened
My God.
short of your potential.
Of your that's the takeaway right there.
Can we leave there?
We can leave it right there, Dr. Landry.
Your life has hardened short of your potential.
And you will have to exist or live the rest of your existence looking at what you could have had
Look at what you could have had if you don't reform.
if you don't reform. That's beautiful.
If you don't allow yourself to be broken. Beloved, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your Monday right here on Forward. Want to tell you tomorrow we're traveling. Want to extend to you a special invitation on tomorrow night. We're going to be live from the Battleground of the Mind Conference in Mississippi. So we're going to be broadcasting live on tomorrow night, and want you to join us on tomorrow night. And then we got some special little treats for you this week as we're dealing with some of the day sessions and some of those things there. So look for us. Thank you for your pliability. Thank you for your manageability. Thank you for your fluidity. Thank you for letting us join and be a part of your morning this morning. I want you to have a great day. Be careful. Be safe. You're listening to Forward. I'm your host, Paul D. Landrew. Co-hostess, Minister Marilyn Hayes.
What up?
We'll see you on tomorrow right here on Forward, GospelRadioTalk.com.